53 years condensed in one little pile. What does it take to live a billionaire lifestyle? Well, it takes a lot of persistence, dedication, sacrificing, giving up, financial education, and do your best to follow the financial decisions on a much smaller scale to start off with, that the billionaires, the millionaires and billionaires that you want to become. And I'm going to share something with you. That's it. And this is empty. This is for the future. I got it all ready. Took me about 7 hours. Something that I need to do, and I want to get it out of my home. If you follow me, you understand that I'm slowly gutting out my home. And going through all of this, what a wake-up call. The years of mistakes, not knowing how to handle money. A few times I got lucky and I did the right thing and banged out a lot of debt over the years. But I'm learning that now I know this is my last payoff, that I'll never have bad debt ever again. And even when I have a lot more than I already have, I want a big house. I want full control of my property and my home in the future. And I'm not going to have any bills. I'm not going to have any bad debt. I'll have bills, but I won't have any bad debt. That's my goal. And I've done a lot of hard time already, and it's getting me here. I gained a financial education, which is giving me the opportunity to have full control over my finances, and my future financial decisions. Best thing that ever happened to me. That I was a hustler, working till middle of the night, figuring it out, and it sucked, and it did. But I can already sense, and I'm already experiencing life being less financially, having less financial worries. Waking up every day and not feeling like I have to struggle so hard. And I found a passion, and I love what I do. This is real. I know I don't look the prettiest tonight. Had a long day, but this is real. This had to be done. And that's 53 years of my life, right there. If anything ever happened to me, my immediate family would just have to go to this one little crate and have everything at their fingertips. And of course, if you watch my earlier videos, I have 3 master books of everything that I do online in 2 locations, soon to be 3 locations, because I never want to go through that again. I've met many people in the field, whether they work in privately owned places, fast food restaurants, and they're struggling. They're the lowest on the pole, especially if they're older and they're working for that paycheck, and because they don't want to lose what they already have, because times are getting harder. Inflation is kicking in, and they're getting second jobs at 50 years old to make ends meet. I lost count how many people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are telling me they had to go get a second job in the past year because they can't keep up, because inflation is kicking in. And you have to train yourself. You have to give yourself a financial education and teach yourself how to get your money to work for you while you're working and while you're living life. Guys, here's one more example before I give a list. I have a couple of cheat sheets here. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs to some very good channels too. I met this great guy, and he's in the field, and he's doing what I'm doing, the food delivery jobs. He's starting over. His goal, I won't use his name, but his goal is to have half custody of his son. He told me the whole story, but he's made some, I guess, poor decisions because he's in financial hard times, and he wants to start over. He's a little bit younger than me. He's 49, and it was a pleasure to meet him. We talked for an hour the other day on the phone, and towards the end of our conversation, he said to me, well, you know, it's really hard to, I asked him, why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? And, you know, we had an excuse. And my reply to that was, well, you had time to speak with me for an hour, so you obviously have the time to make. You can make the time to do what you need to do so you don't have, so you're not in this hardship, this financial hardship time in your life. He don't make the change now at 49. He's going to be 60 like that, and he's going to be talking the same shit in the same position. If you really, I mean, I saw this coming in my 30s, and I did it in the background quietly, and it led me here. I have an online business, developed new skills, I've gained a financial education. The more I listen to myself, the more I teach myself about finances, the easier my life is getting, and you're watching me go through it. So it's no lie. When you have to make that kind of change, you come to that conclusion that your life's not going to get any better. It's only going to get harder, and nobody has your back but you. Unless you're blessed enough to have a significant other, you're a part of a team, or your immediate family and friends support you all the way. I stopped hanging around certain people because they didn't support me. And the path of going it alone was tough, but I didn't want to stay the same. And I didn't want to continue to live the way I was living, just making it and having very little. I decided to give up time hanging with my friends, and I explained my case. Well, just a couple stayed. And I touched base with them. I made time for them. All the rest, I haven't seen them in years. I skipped vacations for a long time. I stopped dining out for a long time. Now I find myself slowly treating myself here and there more often for takeout because I can. Stop watching mindless TV. Focus on, unless it's teaching you something, don't bother watching TV. It's mindless. Unless you just want to blow time. You work, you go home, you watch 4 or 5 hours of TV. Stop worrying about impressing other people or competing against them, because it don't matter. Because someone like me, when I finally do expand and want all the things that I want, get all the things that I want, I'm not going to be in debt. I'm going to have good debt. Stop seeking attention from people who you shouldn't even be seeking attention from. And that's like, years ago I was surrounded by the wrong type of people. Well, I stopped hanging around them. I don't do that anymore. I'm not overly concerned what other people think of me. I haven't in years. You got to dedicate yourself to figure out how to live the way you want to live. And you got to take action, and you got to make the changes. You got to do the changes in order to change your life. Already so long, this video. There's so much to say. First, I've given this channel a shout out many times, that Robbie Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. While I watched one of his videos, many times, I still listen to him over and over and over again, and I'm getting it. And I watched this video today, and it was like a smack in the face. I said, I'm taking that 2.99% offer. I'm going to slowly rid that last chunk of bad debt, and I will always have good debt. I'm going to, on a much smaller scale, turn my cash into good debt. I get it. Constant listening, constant learning, it just finally sunk in. I get it. And it's only going to lead me to bigger and better things. And I do want to get myself into the tax bracket when I pay my taxes that I only pay 20%. I don't think I'll ever be at 0%, but I want to get it to 20%. I believe this is a chance of a lifetime. The financial education also goes with the unfolding of the new financial system. I watched, of course, Digital Asset Investor twice today. I listened to a couple of his videos. Listen to the guy. Digital Perspectives. I always watch him. Matty GTV. He did this amazing video a few days ago, and I watched it last night. This guy's a trip. He gives proof, and he's calling it criminal, and he's so right. This is a chance of a lifetime. XRP solves the 4-day cross-border payment scam. Guy's a trip. I'll include that link in the description below. And another man I've been watching, Mark J. Kohler, Kohler. He's great. He's building a brand of his own online. Has a lot of financial understanding. Like, he's very knowledgeable with paying the least amount of taxes and how to invest your money and how to take an LLC and turn it into an S Corp so you only have to pay a little bit of taxes so you have more deductibles. You got to keep listening. You got to take action. If you have time to go, if you're worried about missing a few weekends, you know what? If you're worried about giving up a couple of years of your life to straighten it out, to make your finances, your financial position more stable, and have less financial worries in the future, and also give yourself a cushion for when you get older. Teach yourself how to have hands-on of all your finances. You make the future financial decisions. You know exactly how to invest your money. You know exactly how to pay your taxes. You know how many deductibles you can have. The goal is to only pay 20% taxes for someone like us. I know many channels I watch probably pay 0 taxes. But they know how to work the system, and it's not cheating. They're following the rules of the wealthy. That's how I started the beginning of my video. You gotta follow the wealthy. You gotta follow what they're doing if you want to live that kind of freedom lifestyle and never have to worry about money. And it becomes enjoyable. I love what I do now. And I wish I had more time. I could have worked on my business. I could have done so much more, but this was a main concern. My entire 53 years is right here. And I looked at all the mistakes I made over the years. Okay, guys, I hope you found this video interesting. I felt it was worth sharing. There's so much going on with this chance of a lifetime. Opportunity to become one of the wealthy. To live a totally different kind of lifestyle that you never felt that you were worthy of. Meanwhile, you are worthy of it if you take action and you put yourself in that position. Don't worry about missing life for a little while. Teach yourself. Make those hard decisions, and you'll figure out who your real friends are, because the people who you explain to what you're doing got that chip on their shoulder. They get angry at you. I used to be told to have a chip on my shoulder because I was getting sick of my own life. But people who were getting angry at me for changing will never understand that. I will become the next cryptonaire. I will become one of the first cryptonaires. That's what I should say. CJ something. I watched him today too. I'll give many more shout outs in the next videos. Visit the links in the description below. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Have a good one. Bye, guys.